St. John Lutheran Church, friends and family.
And good evening, Epiphany Lutheran Church friends.
We are back together on Friday Night Fun, and as I said last night on Devotions, tonight will be fun. Last week we were reminiscing about 9/11, but this week we're going to talk about all things football.
Now, we don't want to disappoint our fans, but I do want to let you know that sometimes there's priorities in this family. And Christopher discovered that Sing was going to be on the movie was going to be on Disney Channel at 6:05 p.m. tonight. So we asked him at dinner as he tried to hurriedly finish his dinner so that he could continue watching Sing, whether he was going to be here for Friday Night Fun Night or whether he was going to wait till next week. And the answer was pretty firm. Wait till next week.
He loved. If you've not seen the movie Sing, I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful movie. And even if you don't like animation, you might really like this one. It's great. And lots of good singing and lots of popular tunes of the 70s, 80s, 90s. And
you need to watch it sooner than later so that you can be ready for Sing 2, which will be coming to you in your movie theaters in November of 2021.
No, Christmas Day.
Oh, is it Christmas Day?
Yeah, I saw the preview. It says Christmas Day.
Sorry, Christopher isn't down here. He'd be able to tell us exactly when.
Yeah, I saw that. It's Christmas Day.
Yeah. Okay.
So. Right. And we're sorry we have no football hats on. This is how bad we are. David has a Rams hat somewhere, maybe a couple.
And a Rams shirt too, somewhere, when they won a Super Bowl. Even though that was like 21 years ago.
They're probably packed away.
Yes.
And they're from St. Louis Rams, even though he's been a Rams fan wherever they have been.
But in honor of teams that are winning well, I've given so much props to my Dodgers, I decided that tonight I would wear a Chicago White Sox hat, as the White Sox are having an amazing season. We wish them the best of luck, and if they make it to the World Series, we can only hope that they will and lose against the Dodgers.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Because we'll probably have baseball jokes in October as we go into the playoffs and everything.
But tonight we decided to go football on you because we just finished the first week of the football season, first of the NFL season, so it was time to go with football.
I know if the Gates family was watching, they would have some hats for me to wear, but sadly, I'm a Chiefs fan. I need to get a Chiefs hat.
Yes.
So I love the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs before Super Bowl. I lived in Kansas City. I'm a Royals fan and a Chiefs fan. But when I was younger, I was a Minnesota Vikings fan because of Fran Tarkenton as their quarterback. And I even had Minnesota Viking pajamas. Now, our former bishop, he is from Minnesota, Warren Freiheit, huge Minnesota fan. So, so we're thinking of him because the bishop has I don't know if he still does, but he had a purple car in honor of the
Now, I don't think she's watching tonight because I think she's on the road up to Wisconsin. But Tracy Barker, I know. Please forgive Mary for all those comments about the Vikings. Huh? I do know that your husband would appreciate that, being a Vikings fan himself, and I'm always impressed when a Viking fan and a Packer fan can end up being married to one another.
Well, we're Dodger and Reds that are married, and you're lucky I haven't dated you.
It's true. It's true.
Because Dodgers and Reds, at least in the old days, used to really have quite the rivalry.
Yeah.
So, but.
Okay.
Well, and we, we served Illinois. I'm from Illinois. Samuel was a Bears fan for a little while. But at our church, we had tons of Green Bay Packer fans. And we had Bears fans, too. And,
but Sam knows even less about football than he knows about baseball.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he understands baseball. I understand football.
Yes.
I like football.
Well, I mean, I understand football. It's just like, I would never, be the type of person to go out of his way to watch it.
When I was back in the Midwest, my cousin Carol had on the Illinois game, and amazingly, their first game they won. I haven't checked since, and I need to check.
They lost last week.
Well, Illinois it always depends on the year. Some years is really great, some years isn't really great. And they beat Iowa State last week, right? We had the game on for a little while.
Iowa beat Iowa State.
Our nephew Nick goes to Iowa State. And, it was a big game, but yes, I will beat the pants off of Iowa State. I need to check on KU since I went to University of Kansas. Part of my social work.
They're not known for their football teams.
No, but they sometimes have good football teams. They're known for their
I
basketball.
think they're back not being known for their football teams.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do some checking and
Yes.
share. If you know anything about any of your favorite teams, feel free to share on here, and we'll look them up. So Samuel, David's going to share some trivia, right?
Yes,
And I'm going to share
yes.
some jokes. So
Do you know what the original name was for the New England Patriots?
I have no earthly idea.
They were at the very start. Well, they got known first. Most people would know this. These are for I know the Gates from Griffin from St. John know all about this, and maybe the Gates, if you're watching, you know this as well. And I know we have some Patriot fans. Most people think that they were the Boston Patriots, but before they were the Boston Patriots, let's see. It says here the Boston Patriots were football nomads in their first decade in the AFL, playing games at Fenway Park, Harvard Stadium, Braves Field, and Boston College Alumni Stadium. But when the team moved to Foxborough in 1971, team owner Billy Sullivan wanted a new name to go with the new location. He eventually came up with, and here's the name, the Bay State Patriots, to honor the entire region. The name lasted for 1 month. Do you know why the NFL decided not to call them the Bay State Patriots?
No, I mean the only thing I can think of is San Francisco Bay, but
No, they didn't do that because the NFL apparently didn't appreciate what the initials of the new team would spell. People didn't want them to be known as the BS Patriots. So they became the New England Patriots. Actually, no, so Boston Patriots was the original name. Bay State was actually the second
all
name
right,
for one.
all right, okay.
Now, by the way, Green Bay Packer fans out there, and Tracy, I know sometimes you watch, I know you're on the road, but Tracy probably would know this one. Did you know that if you signed up to get a season ticket for the Green Bay Packers today, if you signed up to be on their waiting list, do you know how long you'd have to wait to get your tickets?
You have to wait till somebody dies.
Yeah, what's
Because
the
they-
estimate? What is the estimate?
They're the only football team that I know that's cooperatively owned by all the
That's true.
fans who have season tickets. I would bet 10 years.
It says here that you'd have to wait almost 1,000 years to get your tickets. Depending on what numbers you believe, the Packers list has approximately 86,000 people. This is the wait list.
Oh my
has
god!
86,000 people on it, with under 100 people giving up their tickets per year. That means
Wow.
that it would be like
I wonder how big their
955
stadium
years.
is.
It's a big stadium, but there you
I
go.
don't know if I've been by it or not. We go to the Upper Peninsula. We haven't gone by there, have we?
Yeah, we have.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
probably have.
Yep.
okay.
So there you go.
We got to do some more
So.
exploring, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So what did the receiver say to the football?
You're quite a catch.
Catch you later. Why was Cinderella such a poor football player?
Why was Cinderella such a poor football player?
Because her coach was a pumpkin. Which football player wears the biggest helmet?
Okay.
The one with the biggest head. Where do football players dance?
Okay.
At a football.
A football.
Where do football players go when they need a new uniform?
Okay.
New Jersey. When should football players wear armor? When they play night games.
Mm.
Where do hungry football players play?
Where do hungry football players play?
In the Supper Bowl.
Oh.
What do you call a lineman's kid?
Okay.
Chip off the old blocker.
Okay.
What did the football say to the punter?
What's that?
I get a kick out of you. Which insect doesn't play well in football?
Which insect doesn't play well in football?
The bumblebee.
Mm.
Which football game do cats like to watch? The Goldfish Bowl.
You were reminding me when you talked about, I'm trying to think, did you know that until 1943, football players in the NFL were not required to wear a helmet?
Oh my gosh.
So.
That just sounds like a whole bunch of concussions.
Yeah, probably. Well, it still is as far as that's concerned. So.
Yeah.
But and Wilson has been making the footballs since 1941. They're the exclusive maker of NFL footballs. They produce 4,000 footballs per day.
Wow.
So, and then here you go. I'm really sorry to do this. I want to go with two other Green Bay Packer facts here. There is only one NFL team that has ever three-peated a championship.
Well, we
never during the Super Bowl era. It goes back to Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers from 1966 to 1968.
Okay.
So no team has ever done it since we've had Super Bowls.
Wow.
But here was the one that I thought was interesting, and with it goes a little story. When we first moved down to Georgia in 1996, myself having come from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan for 3.5 years before I went to seminary, I suddenly was driving around, and I was really surprised. I thought, wow, there's a whole lot more Green Bay Packer fans down here than I thought. But it's kind of funny because they don't quite use the same colors as the Packers. Because UGA has the exact same symbol on their helmets as the Green Bay Packers do, that big G. And it says here, the University of Georgia liked the Green Bay Packers helmet logo so much that Coach Vince Dooley borrowed the look for the Bulldogs helmet. The UGA legend used a black G with a white oval for the original design, which has mostly stayed the same over the years. So UGA fans, little did you know that Vince Dooley, of all people, Vince Dooley, borrowed the symbol on that helmet from the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
So.
And we know, if you don't know this by now about us, we are not UGA fans. We are Georgia Tech fans because I served as Lutheran campus pastor at Georgia Tech from 1999 to 2004, and both of our boys I was pregnant with, and they were born while I served at Georgia Tech. So our family, whether it's popular or not, we are not UGA fans. We love all the people who love UGA, and some of our dearest friends are UGA fans. But we also have dear friends that are Georgia Tech and are Georgia Tech alum. And we are very proud of Georgia Tech. Yes. With the Ramblin' Rick.
Yeah.
So.
Although the joke I'll tell on Georgia Tech, I always remember when the joke I would tell when Mary was the Lutheran campus pastor at Georgia Tech, and we had a 2-year-old Christopher at that time, and we talked about how Christopher could like to take things apart, which he liked to do with all his toys all over the house. He already knew to count to 100. And he couldn't speak in complete sentences. And so he laughed and said, "Oh, looks like we got a Georgia Tech person here."
That's right. That's right.
Sorry, Georgia Tech people.
Yeah, well,
so it's pretty true, though.
I always had to tell him, look, the world needs more than engineers and architects. Not that they're not important and valuable.
That's it.
But if we don't have everybody's gifts and talents, the world would be much less of a wonderful place to be.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
And some of them married some of those people, too.
Yeah.
Or became their partners. So,
Got more jokes?
I do. This one's from the Dumb Dad Jokes and Stories book I gave for Father's Day. In honor of our armed forces, the University of South Carolina football team used the backs of players' jerseys to display a little patriotism. They placed words like duty, service, courage, and commitment where players' names would normally go. During the game against the University of Florida, a fight broke out, prompting the television commentator to announce, "It looked like integrity threw the first punch." That's pretty bad. And my husband, a big-time sports fan, was watching a football game with our grandchildren. He had just turned 75 and was feeling a little wistful. He said to our grandson, "Nick, it's not easy getting old. I guess I'm in the 4th quarter now." "Don't worry," Grandpa said Nick cheerily. Maybe you'll go into overtime. I thought that one was really,
That's
really
cute.
cute. Yeah. At 5'10" and 114 pounds, our son Dan is the skinniest player on his high school football team. That's really skinny. During one of his games, I remarked to a cousin, I wonder why they gave him the uniform with the number 1 on it. It's probably the only one that fit, she said. So cute. What do sinners wear on their feet?
Okay.
Hiking shoes.
Mm.
What do football players wear on Halloween? Face mask. How do football players stay cool?
With their fans?
By standing close to the fans.
Oh, there we go.
Which 2 football teams played in the Pirates Super Bowl?
The Buccaneers.
Yeah. And
Pirates?
No, the Pirates are baseball.
Oh.
the Seahawks.
This-
That's what they picked. I don't know.
Oh, all right. Okay. Whatever. On
What
that
kind of tea do football players drink? Penalty. Why was the tiny ghost asked to join the football team?
one. Okay.
They need a little team spirit. Why didn't the dog want to play football?
Okay.
Because it was a boxer.
Um,
Which state should the Tampa Bay Buccaneers move to? Arkansas. Okay, this is not a Tom Brady joke. Who is the leader of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Captain Hook. Why shouldn't you play football in the jungle?
okay.
There are too many cheetahs. Why is the football...
Except that yeah, someone needs to tell the person who wrote that joke that cheetahs aren't in the jungle. But
Yeah, well, I didn't write it, so
That's
you
true.
know.
Right.
Why did the football quit the team?
okay.
Was tired of being kicked around. So why did the football player bring string to the game?
Okay.
So he could tie the score. Go ahead. You have any
All
else?
right. I do. So do you know what the Baltimore football team, NFL team is known as? Yep. Their name, the Baltimore
Ravens.
Yeah.
Yes. I do
What,
know.
now,
I do know
Baltimore-
most teams.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But now with Baltimore, do you know what the Ravens were named after?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Very good. Yes,
Oh,
they were
wow.
not named after the bird ravens. It was actually derived from a poem titled "The Raven" by Edgar Allan Poe,
Yes, I know that.
who
poem.
was a resident of
Pittsburgh.
Baltimore,
Baltimore.
where they were, where they're at. And get.
Why did I say Pittsburgh? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Okay, and so, by the way, what Sunday is the least number of weddings?
During football season.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, Super Bowl Sunday.
I know so many people that are so nutty about football, like in Nebraska, places like that, that they would have the TV on at the reception because they couldn't miss their football.
Well, and we actually do know one couple that were friends of ours that were huge. His family was such a huge Nebraska Cornhusker
That may
fans.
be what I'm thinking.
They ended up getting married on the day of the Nebraska-Oklahoma football game. Why they got married, someday they're going to have to answer to me on this one. But supposedly, from what I understand, that what happened during the reception, and this is back before there were cell phones, they had a little television that was in the back room, and all of the groom's family would keep going in and out of that room to keep track of the Nebraska-Oklahoma game.
Remember this. If they did like many couples did, they planned their wedding a year in advance and had no idea what the football schedule would be.
That probably is true. So
Because I doubt the bride wanted that to be that way. On her
I
wedding
don't
day.
think that's probably
I'm sure she
true.
wasn't very happy
No.
about that.
No.
And I don't blame her.
So, do you know what football team has the highest number of retired jerseys? You know, when you have a famous player?
Yeah. Miami Dolphins or Dallas Cowboys?
No. Interestingly enough, we'll get to Dallas in just a
Redskins?
moment. Actually, Sam, do you want to take a guess? There might be a reason why I'm asking
No,
you.
I know the reason why. I know why you're looking at me. It's the Bears.
The Bears. The Bears have
The
13
Bears.
retired jersey numbers.
Okay, that
There
makes
are
sense.
5 teams that do not have any jersey numbers retired.
Oh.
Okay, 3 of them are Baltimore, Jacksonville, and Houston, because
They haven't won.
because they don't have enough history to them. The Ravens, not the Colts. I mean, they were the Colts. But the other 2 teams, interestingly enough, that don't have any retired jersey numbers are Dallas and Oakland, because the organizations don't believe in retiring.
I was going to say, Dallas, I would expect would have had a bunch, because they've had so many, like Roger Staubach. I mean, there's so many big.
They don't believe in doing it.
I'm sorry, but I think that's kind of dumb. I think they should.
I think the Dallas Cowboys and the Oakland Raiders are dumb. Well, Las Vegas Raiders down. My niece Nancy's not watching this. Sorry, Nancy. Yeah, but you already know how I feel about the Raiders. But
Yes,
but she's not watching. So
which is good.
the first televised football game was in what year?
1969?
1939.
What?
The first televised football game was in
Yeah,
1939.
it must have been a movie.
No, it was done with New York, with some New York football teams, and there was a total of going around to 500. So, but anyway, and that's in comparison to the Super Bowl, which when this was being written, I think this is back like around 2014, had 112 million that watched it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So.
That's amazing number.
I think our son had a hard time. You know, he always has hard times on certain scenes in movies. So I think our son.
We don't know that you could hear it, but.
So yes. So if you hear any pounding in the background, it's because our son is having a hard time with watching.
Or he's dancing.
No, this there's a difference between dancing and so.
So we may or may not have music tonight. So we'll see.
So.
All right, a few more jokes. Why did the football coach go to the bank? To get his quarterback. Where do quarterbacks go to dance? I already gave that one. Footballs.
Mm-hmm.
What do you get when you cross a quarterback with a carpet? A throw run. You know what? We probably should cut it short tonight. But
Yes.
I need to share a few things. So
Okay.
why
Share
don't
a few things.
Why don't you share about
Just to
workshop?
let you all know that just remember that we'll be having services at 8:30 and at 11, and please join us then. And I'm going to cut it short to be able to check
We'll see
in
if
on
Sam
our
wants
son.
to come back down and
So
sing.
yep, we'll see if Sam can come down and sing.
Okay.
So
Some people have asked me this, so I will just share this first. So, the reason that, well, there's a number of reasons why we are worshiping outside right now, but Pastor David and Epiphany Lutheran Church, their sanctuary is probably 3 times the size, I'd say. It's more than 2 times the size, probably 3 times the size of St. John Lutheran Church's site. So they have a much bigger, and they mandate masks for everyone. We have been, when we were inside, allowing people to sit in the back 2 rows without their mask, but they mandate that if you're coming to church, you will wear a mask inside. So we are currently outside for at least the month of September, and the weather this weekend, for those who are down here in Georgia know, that we have had rain the last 3 days, and are supposed to have rain into Tuesday. Are you all right?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Are you going to sing in a minute?
Oh, do you want me to sing right now?
Well,
I
let
can.
me just finish sharing.
All right.
Anyway, so there is a 60 to 80% chance of rain on Saturday. Now, I have not called service yet because I'm going to check the weather tonight and the weather tomorrow morning. If we are going to record service and share it online for Sunday, it will be up by 10 a.m. on our Facebook page, and Sam can share it also to our YouTube channel. and we will have drive-through communion from 11 to 11:30. But we will finish at 11:30, as I will need to get home to get on the church council meeting at 12:30. So, but after seeing the weather in the morning, see how things look. If it looks like we're going to be clear till 11, we will have worship on Sunday morning. But if it's looking like it's not going to be clear, I'm going to have to call it by early afternoon so Sam and I can get everything recorded and he can put it all together, because he adds the music, he adds the readings, he does all of that. So that's why we have not called it yet, because I'm waiting to make sure that because nobody wants to sit out in the rain or with the sprinkling and then bad rain coming. But we're just waiting to see about that. So anyway, I'll put it up on Facebook as soon as we decide. Hopefully by 2 o'clock or so we will have made the decision. If it looks like it's iffy, I'll put something up, but we'll still decide by 3 or 4. And also we'll do my best to call a few people and let the council know, ask them to call people. So just keep your eyes open and check, and we'll do our best to get the word out if we're going to be online only for this Sunday. But we will have drive-through communion from 11 to 11:30 regardless of the weather. We'll have our umbrellas so you can drive up and receive communion, 11 to 11:30. That'll be regardless. If we have worship outdoors, then we'll still have communion from 11 to 11:30. So just want to make sure you all knew that. I was trying to think. I do ask for prayers for Kathy Rose. I shared this last night for those of you who might not have seen it. Kathy is in charge of the Backpack for Kids program in Spalding County in Griffin, and Kathy is in the hospital with a very bad case of COVID pneumonia. She wrote me and said it's one of the worst they had seen. And she's asked for prayers for a miracle. So we are praying for Kathy a miracle, and we just put her in God's hands and the doctors, and we're just praying for the best for her and for peace and calm for her family in this time of waiting. So please keep Kathy in your prayers. Okay.
All right, yeah, and my dad won't be back down. He's helping Chris
Well, we know.
out because
Yeah, we sure.
yeah. So, but tonight I wanted to, sing a kind of more, uplifting song. I think it usually helps. I think it goes pretty well with football. So I'm singing "Mighty to Save." Can you see the words? Okay.
I know most of them, but
Okay, good.
I'll sing when I can.
All right.
Okay.
Everyone needs compassion, love that's never failing. Let mercy fall on me. And everyone needs forgiveness, the kindness of a Savior, the hope of nations. Savior, He can move the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save forever. Author of salvation, He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Take me as you find me, all my fears and failures. Fill my life again. Give my life to follow everything I believe in. Now I surrender. Savior, He can mighty to save. He is mighty to save forever. Author of salvation, He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Oh Savior, He can move the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save forever. Author of salvation, He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Shine your light and let the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. Jesus, shine your light and let the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. Jesus, shine your light and let the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. Oh Savior, He can rule the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save forever. Author of salvation, He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave.
You get better and better playing.
No, thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We hope you have a great weekend. Those of you down here in the south with us, stay dry. And I know I checked the weather today. The Midwest is having some lovely weather. So I hope those of family and friends who are watching in the Midwest, you have a wonderful, beautiful weekend. Enjoy it. And those of us in the rain, well, enjoy your football tomorrow. And I'm sure there's plenty of things you can do, including take a nap if you need one. Take a break. And we will hopefully see you on Sunday, either online or, and I should say Sunday worship will be online, either way, 10 o'clock. But I'll let everybody know for those who might be planning to come to worship tomorrow, whether we will be just recording and then having drive-by communion or being out in the parking lot to have worship this Sunday. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. And now as we go on our way, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make His face shine on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
See ya.